talk about our children today. And if you have kids who are in the age group of 10, 11, 13, 15, 9, 8, you have heard of Mr. Beast most likely, or you are frustrated by how much time kids are spending watching other people play video games, right? And how much they look up to somebody called Mr. Beast. So let's talk about that. Our kids looking up to Mr. Beast and video game streaming, watching that. Why are they doing that? How do we get them off that? What's the deal on Mr. Beast? What's the good? What's the bad in that, inshallah? Actually, there's something really horrible about it, and there's something really wonderful about it. So we'll talk about that, inshallah. So please do say salams. Do say salams as you come in. Join us in the live session. Please do say salams. Don't forget to say salams. I'm just trying to just one or two tech stuff. I need to make sure I get it right. Just keeps telling me I can't do this. My computer. Create new broadcast. It's trying to go live in Instagram too. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to Iman Power on Instagram, you can totally do that still. Do say salams. Salams to each other. Salams to me. Return my salams too. Okay, let's see. Yes, we are live. Okay, assalamu alaikum everybody on Instagram too. Alhamdulillah. How is everybody doing today? So today we're gonna talk about. Let me start all again. So today we're gonna talk about life, life of our children, and their addiction or really bad, wasting their time away in watching other people playing video games, their desire of becoming a video game streamer, and looking up to people like Mr. Beast, being their role model, somebody they admire very much, right? Almost like, mashallah, I get to teach children, hundreds and thousands of them. I get to meet them all the time, from all around the world, and this is the recurring theme everywhere, I can tell you. Right, whether they are in the east or in the west. If you think it's the west problem, it's not. Right, it's everywhere. Kids are looking up to Mr. Beast, very popular right now, and many others like him. Yeah, very much. Right. So we're gonna talk about that. Why are kids doing that? Why are kids looking up to somebody like Mr. Beast? Why is he like, so admired? And if you say something about him, they're gonna be a little bit like, oh. It's pretty cool. He's helping the poor. He gives so much to the donation. And today, unfortunately, their highest aspiration then for most children, who will you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? Uh, how about video game streaming? I wanted to start with video game streaming. I'm sure many of you have already started to have that debate with your kids, right? Especially boys, right? I know lots of girls, many girls who are doing exactly the same, right? But probably more prone in boys. So what's happening? Why are our children so addicted or so eager just to watch somebody else play games? Not even playing themselves, just watching somebody else play games. I remember when we were kids, we would be fighting over the remote, like, let me play, right? For our turn. But today, they're just watching how people play games and they're admiring them. They're their fans. They're talking about them. Okay, walaikum assalam, Annie, Fazila, walaikum assalam. So here's the thing about Mr. Beast. He does help people a lot as far as we can tell, but we are like, a little, probably just one or two controversies away from being like absolutely shocked, right? And anyways, he is not a role model for our children, for Muslim children. He should not be the role model for our Muslim children. We have far higher role models. Role models like Prophet Muhammad SAW, like Osama ibn Zaid radiallahu anhu, a young boy like who just in his teenage years was doing incredible things, like Imam Bukhari, who when by the time he was 18 he has written many many books, like so many young companions who in their young years were writing books, were assisting the khalifas of their time, leading campaigns, writing books, teaching people, because by 13 they had become scholars. They were not born geniuses. In fact, if you often go back in their life, you will find, like, they were not geniuses, right? They learned that. That's how they spend their time, and they are the best role models for our children. Especially like Osama ibn Zaid and so many other companions. I talk about many companions, stories of them in Rising Heroes, to inspire the children, to give them higher role models as they are trying, walking in their step. This is the beauty of Rising Heroes. One of the things our children get from being watching these video game streamers on YouTube is that they feel part of this world. They are part of that video game community, right? They watch them, they learn from that, they go and play themselves often, right? And many are, there's an entire platform now called Twitch. I don't know, like, I'm sure so many of you have heard of that too. What happens on Twitch? Twitch is a whole platform just dedicated to this, video game streamers. And there are thousands of them there. And maybe out of thousands, there are a few who are actually making some money, right? Who are actually making some money. The rest are killing themselves, killing their time, hoping I will make money through this, right? And because we hear the stories of these one, two, three people who made so much money through YouTube, streaming games, wow, what a living, right? I don't have to do anything. I can just play games, make money. YouTube will give me money, right? And there's so many myths in their mind, like, I just need to get 1,000 views and YouTube will give me, like, $10,000. I've heard all kinds of weird stuff. So it's easy, easy way to make money in their mind. But the reality is far, like, more, many more millions. I actually have this data somewhere, inshallah. I really want to talk to kids about that in Rising Heroes, because so many times I meet kids today. I'm like, okay, so let's do, what do you want to be, or what do you want to do? Like, I'll do game streaming. Right? I don't need to work hard. I don't need to study. I can just do game streaming when I grow up, which is not the reality of life at all, right? This is the way to their destruction, not their success. That's the reality of it. And even if this was, as good as it seems, that you can make a lot of money playing games, is this really what you should want for yourself? That I'm going to spend my time playing games and that's how I'll spend my life? And I will make money? Is that life worth living? Is that the kind? But if our children are looking up to people like Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, then that's who they will want to be, right? They're gonna be like PewDiePie, the highest, like, that's who I want to be. I look up to him, like, hey, I'm his fan. I will become like him. But if we give them better role models, like the companions who were changing the world, helping, contributing, being successful. Many of the companions were immensely successful businessmen, right? They were contributing to the society and they were wealthy men, alhamdulillah. So I am successful in the way, in my job, in my business, whatever I choose to do tomorrow, and I'm a contributing member to the society, and my job is contributing to the society. That's who they should want to be, right? That's who you want them to be, isn't it? But how is that going to happen if they keep looking up to these video game streamers and how they are making money? We need to change that mindset. YouTube has billions of dollars, thousands of people to convince your child that this is it. That's what they need to do. And YouTube, unlike us, is fully dedicated to that mission every day. Because for them, it's beneficial. You're watching, you are coming out making content for YouTube, free content they're getting, right? So YouTube is obviously going to do everything to pull them towards it. And it's winning. We are losing. We're losing the battle to YouTube. And the battle is for what? For our child. How much our time is life. How much of their life has your children already given to this platform? And forget about like that time that's already lost. What has it done to their mind? This is a very severe matter. I know, because everybody is in like this doomed situation, we don't take it as seriously as we should. And so collectively we are all going down, because we all say, well, everybody's doing that. Yeah, I'm really worried about it, but everybody's doing that. This is why I created Rising Heroes program. I'm sure you have, if you're following any of our page, you have heard about it, right? Rising Heroes. This program gives children the opportunity which they don't get in this world today. The world where they don't, where their focus is go and study or entertain yourself, right? That's basically the two things they're juggling between, right? And so on, even the activities most of the time we engage them in is crafts, martial arts, swimming, right? Some kind of sport. This is opportunity that you, my dear child, have unlimited potential in you. Allah created you as the best of his creation. This, my dear child, is the opportunity for you to use that power in you, those abilities in you, to make a difference in the world right now. Make a difference in the world right now, because you can, and the world needs you. And we give them that platform. My job here, this is not like any course even I teach. It's a completely different to any Islamic course, any other course I've ever seen. And most of the parents I keep hearing that from, because here I'm not teaching, standing and teaching them most of the time. Here I am their coach is not in the field with doing the work with them. They are doing the work. I'm guiding them through the process of that, guiding them how to do that work, not doing the work for them. And so they get so much control, so much ability to lead, that most of them, pretty much all of them, have never had in their life. They face challenges on their own. Most of the kids today, they don't really have any real challenges. Life is easy, comfortable for them. We have made life very comfortable for them because we love them, alhamdulillah. But the damage of that comfort is that I don't have any challenges. Challenges come to teach you, to make you stronger. Rising Heroes puts them through different challenges. And they love them. Kids love them. I've had kids as young as 9 years old. Last year, we had a team of 9-year-olds. And I said, okay, choose your challenge. What is the challenge in the world that you want to solve? And you know what they came up with? They said, we want to help the people who have lost their jobs because of COVID. And I'm like, wow, You think about that, right? So they thought about it, they cared about it, they wanted to do something about it. And then we went through the design process, designing a solution, teaching them that, and they came up with some solutions. They interviewed people, they went on, they designed the solution. We did the design thinking process. Maybe some of you who went to engineering schools, right? This is an engineering process. Alhamdulillah, my background is software engineering, so alhamdulillah, I have that knowledge which I'm able to teach kids now. And so they were able to apply that process and came up with a solution that, okay, what actually people really need is hope. And if we can keep them positive in this time, they're going to find solutions on their own. But we just can't have these people losing hope right now. So that's what they did. And what's the best way to give hope to people than with the highest examples of people who went to the worst difficulties and they knew who it was, the prophets. So they did discussion shows with activities and all, and they talked about how the prophets went through so many difficulties. They related it back to what's happening in COVID, and I had nothing to do with all this. Right, I was only there as a coach. I'm guiding them, I'm questioning them, I am challenging them, when I not in a way that puts them down, but in a way that helps them grow. Alhamdulillah, that's my skill. And so mashallah, that helped them shape their project so well that mashallah, they just did. I think even today on my Facebook page, their live shows are there. They also made videos about stories of prophets. They also did a website, right? And I was blown away. Then the website, there was like links to Udemy's website, how to upskill, and I'm like, how do you guys even know about that? You're 9. But they found out, mashallah, because they were so passionate. They became so passionate. Maybe, yeah, before they were lazy and like, what, right? And but they, once they face this challenge that the world needs me right now, this is my chance to be a hero, they became that hero. We had a team of older kids where racism rangers, which 14 and 15, 16 year olds, mashallah, who decided they want to do something about racism. And they did, they discovered, okay, the root of like one of the biggest problems is you face racism and you come out and think that, okay, maybe something, you start looking down on your own race. So mashallah, these kids did talk shows, and they did um, different talk shows raising awareness about, to raise confidence so people don't internalize that racism. There was a team which worked on mental health awareness. There was a team worked on Uyghur Muslims. Kids made comics, videos, talk shows, websites. Or there was an event they created called Recycling Olympics, mashallah. So when there's nothing wrong with your children, nothing wrong with the children of this generation. They are not less in any way from previous generations, but their environment is dangerous. And what we need to give them to protect them from that environment, we are not necessarily giving it to them. So it's getting them, and it's stealing them from us. We are losing that battle. We see them doing some few things which are right, and we're like, okay, it's still, at least they're doing this. But actually, most of us are losing this battle. And I see the casualties of that all the time in children and in mothers who message me, email me, and tell me, it's too late for my kids. My children hate me. This last week, a mom emailed me and said, my children really hate me. Kids who used to love you, who you hug you, who will do anything you tell them, then read the Quran, they don't want to, they don't care anymore. And you're shocked, how could this even happen? Hafiz of Quran who would leave Islam. Because slowly it seeps in, which we are not taking seriously, and steals them away from us. This is the time right now. No matter how hard you think it is right now, I can guarantee you it will get harder. Temptations will get harder. As your kids grow older, it will get even 15-year-old not wanting to anything to do with Islam, very difficult situation. But guess what? At 20, it will be worse. And then you will be wishing, I wish I had done something earlier. 10-year-old not like driving away from Islam, wasting their time all day watching YouTube streamers, difficult situation. At 15, it will be much harder. This is the time to take action before it's too late. And I can tell you, Rising Heroes is unlike any Islamic course. So many of the kids, in fact, I have the recording of this on my page, came to Rising Heroes, boys, girls, 9-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and they said to me in the last lesson, I mean, kids are so honest, they just tell you. Right? And like, look, when I came to this class, I thought it will be super boring. I will be like a strict, boring old class. But it turned out to be one of the best experiences of my life. I realized I can do so much more. I'm not just a lazy person. I'm so proud of myself now. How, like, this is so miraculous. Honestly, this is so miraculous that even I can't believe it sometimes. Like, is this really happening? That these kids transform? It is, they're really happening. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used me in this way. It really is miraculous and so incredible that the child doesn't have to, under, like, we are just thinking like, you are so lazy, you're just wasting that. Actually, what's that doing is that kid is just dying of guilt, and just, we are just fueling that laziness and even more. When they come to Rising Heroes, they realize, actually, I'm not at all lazy. Actually, I can do so much more. I have the capability. And they learn how to do, because a lot of the time they might be like, I want to do something, but what can I do? I'm just a kid. I want to contribute. Like, kids are fans of Mr. Beast. Why? They admire that he gives so much to charity. They admire how he helps others. What does that tell you? That's who they want to be, right? They also want to help. So Rising Heroes is not like, okay, do a school project together in a team and so you can get a good grade. No, we are challenging you to do something in the real world like an adult would. Actually, most adults are even not bothering about these things that these children actually bother about and actually learn to solve those problems. I wish when I was a kid, I had done a course like that. I would not have spent years wondering, how do I start? Do I even start? I don't know if I can do it. Because these children have experienced now what it takes to make a difference, how to start, where to start, how to strategize. One thing, like, grossly we don't underestimate and don't talk to kids about, and even adults actually for that matter, is the Prophet Muhammad Muhammad's characteristics as a leader. In this course, we talk about his characteristics because that's what he's the greatest role model. We want to emulate him, not just talk about when was he born, then we went to this, then that happened. No, I want to talk about, like, how was he able to how was he a visionary? How was he able to have an optimist attitude? Do I have that? Right? And we are talking about it as kids are experiencing it, as they go from stage to stage of the project. They're actually going through those situations, so it's super practical. We put the kids in those situations, so now I need that information, and I'm given that information at that time when I can actually apply it. Like, can you get more practical than that? It's just super practical, mashallah. So no wonder it transformed us in such a powerful way, alhamdulillah. And this year, I added a new thing to Rising Heroes. And this is not for everybody. This is for parents who want me to really, for eons now. I've been getting moms messaging me, emailing me to work more directly with their kids, more closely, go in depth with their kids, do one-on-one sessions, or and so on. So for those parents who really want me to go deeper with their children, mentor them, help them through whatever life problems and questions and guidance they need week by week, you know there's so many things on their minds that they might not be talking about, so many things that they are holding them back, guiding them through that, removing any kind of limiting beliefs and so on that's holding them back. For them, I've added prosperous leaders, which is where this is going to be a very tiny group, like 10-15 kids, that will I will work personally, privately with, and we meet, Rising Heroes is 2 months, right? 8 weeks, and then there'll be an additional 8 weeks following Rising Heroes, so we can go even deeper after that. I mean, I can't wait to see what amazing results are we gonna see in like 8 weeks. Kids go from low self-esteem to becoming head boys in their school. I know that from so many of them, mashallah. And imagine what will happen in 16 weeks. I just can't wait. Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put immense barakah in it, as He has done in this. I mean, this is really, I find it, I know like some people might be like, I don't know, is this really happening? Can this really happen? I can tell you, even sometimes I wonder, like, is this really happening? But it happens. It is a miraculous that in 8 weeks a child could change that much. But it happens. It doesn't happen like one or two or three kids. It happens with majority of them. MashaAllah. At the end of the course, I asked every kid, like, what did you gain from it? And most of them were like, I became more confident. I became more confident. I came out of my comfort zone. I never knew there was a leader in me. Amazing, mashallah. How valuable is it for you that for once in their life, your child sees a hero in them? They sees that I'm a leader. I'm capable of being a leader. That their confidence is boosted. Instead of looking down on themselves and continuing life themselves like that, they see, actually, no, I am worthy. I am good enough. I am enough. More than enough. How valuable is that to you? If that is valuable to you, then you must take action today and register your children to Rising Heroes. And I would love to be their guide, their coach, their teacher. In fact, inshallah, this year I'm going to work much more closer to parents as well. I'm going to have a mother's growth group led by one of our sisters in our team who's a psychologist. And, this is going to be a good company of moms. You get to discuss and talk about, we don't have environments today where you have extended family and help, you don't have that village around you, right, to raise that child necessarily all the time. But this will be your village, this will be your support, inshallah. Company of like-minded mothers who are also driving towards the same mission and have the same challenges as you. So I look forward to seeing you in Rising Heroes, and we close registration in on Wednesday. It's just 2 days, and the classes begin Saturday. So you need to act fast, otherwise you will miss out. And I can tell you, most of you will be deeply regretting it. If not next week, then maybe deeply regretting it in a few years. That I wish I had given this to my child. So I don't want you to be in that situation, because honestly, it hurts me. And like, so many moms email me is like, I don't know what to do. They hate me, or they just don't want anything to do with Islam anymore. I wish I had done something earlier. They don't want anything to do with us anymore. They just wasting themselves away in front of games or YouTube. And I'm helpless. Can you help me? And my answer is like, no. Yeah, I mean, if so, Yes, if we can't even come, they can't even bring them to a class anymore, how am I going to help them? Right now, when they are younger, it's much easier. You get them a course, you can register them to a course, you can get them to a class. When they're 17, when they're 20, forget about it. No matter what course you register them to, you find the best course in the world, forget about it. So take action now. You don't know, like so many people are like, I'll do it next year. You're really going to let your child, like how a child's life, time with you where you can help them is very limited. And the fruits of that you reap for the rest of their life. So every year is so critical. Do you really want to spend another year here at a lower standard with the lower thinking? That they still not have that confidence, they still don't have all that benefit from rising heroes? Or do you want to raise your standard this year and spend this year at a much higher level? So take action, get them in before it is too late. Jazakallah khair. I look forward to meeting your kids in Rising Heroes. Assalamu alaikum. So this is Safina. Oh, I didn't see the comment. Hold on, let me read that. They're only 2.5. Yeah, they're too young. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Shagufta. Safira said, I can't wait for my sons to do the course. They're only 5 and 2.5, but I'm so excited about it already. Inshallah. That's a good mother. Right? She's already ready to sign up. So she has to wait though. So inshallah, we'll see them in a couple of years. Okay, guys, Jazakallah khair. And I will inshallah see you very soon again. Assalamu alaikum. Now I need to figure out how to end this. As usual. Bismillah. Where is my end button? Okay.